We're here, we're live. It's all happening. Hope everybody had a good weekend, by which I mean one viewer, but that's okay. In the future, people might be watching this, so maybe there are multiple people. However, I wanted to start by saying something has changed in the last week as it comes to this game. Not in terms of the game itself, but in terms of my understanding of the game. I have done a lot of research about Wildflower since last week, especially since I started playing it, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it fully. But then when I started playing it, I really enjoyed it. Um, and as more and more queer stuff started to pop up, I got curious about the Studio Dry Dock, which is I think largely like a kind of a remote studio, but the creator Amanda Schofield, I believe her name is. Double check that. I have it up here. Yep, that's correct. She started this. A lot of the people, or at least a few of the people, came from working on The Sims, and particularly working on the Sims mobile game, which kind of explains a lot, I think, about the style of the game, especially because it's both PC endeavor. It might be on other, I don't actually know all the platforms it's on, but it's also an app, so it's mobile, which you can kind of feel that. And so they had that experience coming forward, there's a lot of that like inspo from it, and you can really feel it. I should also mention both of our whatever, the kitties are here. Pickles and Archie have arrived, and hopefully they'll stick around. Yes, as they will. Boys looking good. We got that big. Oh, we're gonna go with the crunch muncher. But yeah, as I was saying, like looking at all this stuff, it's really cool. The studio seems really cool, inspired. The kinds of things they're doing are really cool. The cast. So one of the big takeaways I got from taking a look at the game some more is that the voice cast, is super diverse, and reflects the characters in the game. As I started to voice the characters as I was playing, I was like, wow, this is much more diverse than I realized it was going to be, which is great, but also means that the more I was voicing it, the more I was like, I can keep voicing all these characters, but I kind of want to know who's voicing it, because if it is diverse voices, I want to make sure those are heard. So going forward, as it comes to this stream, I'm going to make sure that I've got the volume up for those voice actors, because it's a cool cast. There's like a bunch of queer folks on there, people of color are there. It's representative of the actual characters on screen, which is really cool. It's not a given by any means, and that takes commitment to really do that. I wish more studios could be relied upon to do that, but it's really nice to see Dry Dock do that. I'll also say that I think that the folks that worked on the game seems like a pretty diverse, group of folks that worked on development of the game. I know I noticed I actually went like one by one through the entire list of people who've worked on the game, and it does look like there are a good number of queer folks. There are a good number of people of color that are working on the game, but like especially lots of women on this squad, which seems great. I think we get, even though there's so much talent across genders all over the place, we don't see a lot of studios that are predominantly female led, and so it starts with the creator of the thing, although as I understand it was co-founded with her partner, not her like personal partner, romantic partner, but her partner, whose name is Alex, I believe, and he's I think a technical guy. I don't actually know a lot, but the point being, there are tons of them. There are tons of people on this like development team that are from diverse backgrounds, lots of women. So it feels good. Anyway, so that was all preamble to say I liked the game on first playing it. I'm really excited about it this time coming in, because there's a lot I didn't realize about the studio. I knew it won an award, for being a pretty good LGBTQ game, but I didn't know the sort of depth of work that went into making this an inclusive experience. So with that all said, I think it is time to jump right into the game. And you'll hear me talking still, but maybe a little less, because I want to hear the voices. I want to hear how they sound, and also just give them space to be the cool voice actors that they are. These voiceover artists represent a bunch of different groups of people, and I want to make sure that they get heard. So with that said, Let me move into the cat cam that also shows the game. Are we gonna tell people we're witches? Spoiler alert, we're witches.
To the town hall.
I want my potatoes! I think they're finally done! That's so rude. That is extremely rude. I love the way they walk. I wish I could watch it walk at this speed. Got a thingy. Oh, hey! MKTY's son, MK Tyson. Thanks for following. Look at the way they walk. I can't walk speed. I can't like go to that speed, but I love the way that she just sort of, she's kind of got a little penguin vibe to her. I respect that. Okay, do I have to follow? Can I just go ahead? No, that's rude. I need to walk with her. Yeah.
Settle down, everyone. Settle down.
Oh, in the last stream a week ago, somebody who was in the chat did mention that the voice for Mayor Otto was a bit like a game show host, and I'm feeling that for sure.
I've brought you together to discuss a very important matter.
It's a little bit more low-key than what I interpreted when they said that, though.
There have been very strange goings-on in our beloved town of Fairhaven.
Have there now?
There is a force at work in our community, and I don't know who's responsible.
I didn't like Mayor Otto from the jump, and I hope that I can continue not liking Mayor Otto, but we'll see.
But whoever they are, they don't have Fairhaven's best interests at heart.
Uh-oh.
I don't like where this is going.
I bet you don't. Bet you don't, Grandma.
Me neither.
I've seen strange lights in the forest at night.
That's nice, Parker. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, and folks in robes and masks wandering around after sunset.
The sound effect was very good. There are like 10 people in this place.
Yes, yes, good. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Mayor Otto.
Wait, I'm sure there's a rational explanation for all this.
Are you a witch too? I hope so. Oh, she kind of freaked me out a little bit last time. She's very romantically aggressive, I would say, and I wasn't ready for it.
No matter the cause, we must ensure our town doesn't become a home for roustabouts and unsavory types.
Wow, that is... Wowzers! Been watching a little bit of the Daily Wire, Mayor Otto?
I ask all of you to keep a sharp eye out for signs of mischief. And if you see anything, report it to me.
Did someone like force him to put the gay flag on his mayor's office? He doesn't seem that supportive.
Or me, if you prefer. I'd hate for anyone in Fairhaven to feel fearful.
Oh, I definitely had a much nastier voice for her. This is a lot nicer. Whoever's doing that voice, great voice.
Well, I never. Mayor Otto, soft on business. Soft in the head is more like
Correct, Grandma.
him and his fancy britches wife standing up there and casting judgment on others.
Uh-oh. You're even better than I thought.
He can't just tell people to spy on their neighbors. To be so afraid that they distrust everyone around them.
Yeah, that's probably good advice.
Maybe we could cast a goodwill spell to make everyone be nice to each other.
I wish it were that simple. But just because you can solve a problem with magic doesn't mean you should. Thomas could use some help on his farm.
What does that have to do with anything, Grandma? There's the fisherman boy. Bruno. The Bruno man who's from Germany but doesn't actually sound German, which is too bad.
I sure wish Vanessa would pick a different profession.
I really like this camera
I
angle.
like kids so much, and I want grandchildren someday. I remember how much fun you and Hazel had when you were small.
This is great.
I can't help but hope to have that too.
This is... Good talk. Good talk, Bruno the Rock. Magical
If you ever feel
peoples.
like your blood sugar is running low, hit up my fiance's bakery.
Okay. Excuse me, Francis, as someone with diabetes, that's not a good idea. If your blood sugar is low, yes, you should have sugar. But a bakery is a little bit too much.
His croissants.
Croissants are so bad for people with diabetes, guys. No, don't. But I actually have no idea when rice actually grows. That's one thing I find that I do not retain in these farming games. Like, I definitely learn like when things actually grow. And then if you were to ask me on any given day, any fruit, any vegetable in the supermarket, when does it grow? I literally would have no idea. I would have no way of knowing. Like, I'm thinking in my mind of one example, and I'm like, I probably know that, but even then I'm not sure about, like, so like strawberries. Pretty sure strawberries are a summer thing, but like, I got into my head, I have no idea. But like, you know, ask me random stuff like broccoli. I don't know. When's that in season? All year? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I can get it all year. I really don't know anything. I'm a goofus as it comes to a lot of that stuff. The other area where I like know nothing, and I've learned more and more how little I know, is plants. Like, I will come up on, like, I literally for so long, I mean until like 2 years ago, I didn't know, okay, and I need to get this right, it's not a daffodil, it's a dandelion. I didn't know that the dandelion flower and then the dandelion puff, like, I didn't recognize those were the same thing in different stages of life / death or what. I'm like afraid to talk about it because I still don't even know that well. But like dandelions, didn't understand. Seems obvious. But like, I got daffodils and dandelions like backwards all the time. Like, if I were to go around any flower, you know, my partner tries to teach me, and I'll retain it sometimes. But like, I can sort of identify ivy. I mean, like, that sounds so nuts when I say that. Like, it should be so obvious what ivy is. And I kind of know what a daffodil is, and I think I'm pretty good on tulips. Like, if I see them, I think I know what they are. You know, obvious ones like sunflowers, but like everything else, like, you know, geraniums, chrysanthemum, whatever they're called. I don't know what all of them are called. Roses, I know. But I've also found out very late that a lot of rose colors that I thought were amazing aren't naturally occurring, that they dye the plants. A long time to learn. I used to be so over the top about things like roses. Like, I would do all this research about, like, what, you know, research. It wasn't like peer-reviewed research, but I'd find websites that had information about each different color of rose and what it meant. And like, I would so invest in that, and I would think about it. Like, if I was ever going to give someone a rose, I would be like so purposeful about which color rose. But then I would get things like a blue rose from a flower shop, and I'd be like, I love blue roses. It's probably my favorite naturally occurring rose. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Blue, they've got to dye it. I think they dye it in the roots. I still don't really know. There's so little that I know in my life as a general rule, but specific to plants, I really don't. Oh, sorry. Gotta talk to the love. Hey, Violet. Oh, are we progressing in our relationship?
To tell you, I love that little jacket dress combo.
Thank you.
No one in Fairhaven cares much about fashion, other than Francis.
Why is she looking at her like she's never seen what she's wearing?
Oh, thanks. That must have been one nice thing about living in the city. So many chic outfits to look to for inspiration.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think fashion in the city gets so competitive that everyone starts copying each other.
For sure.
We all end up looking the same.
I hadn't thought of that.
I'm almost
I guess
done.
there's some advantages
Then
to
we'll
being
get
stuck
more
in a small
attention
town.
for you.
Don't get me wrong. I like selling flowers, but my real dream is to open up my own boutique someday.
I will absolutely support that dream.
When I do, folks from Milkwater will be coming here to check out the latest styles instead of the other way around.
Milk Milkwater. You even believe them in Milkwater. Yeah, new acquaintance. Woo! It's getting fiery.